Nigeria's Senate has approved the deployment of troops on a peace mission to Benin after an attempted coup in the neighboring West African country prompted the government to seek external security assistance. In a letter read by Senate President Godswill Akpabio at a plenary session on Tuesday, Nigerian President Bola Tinubu asked lawmakers to authorize the deployment in response to Benin's request for exceptional and immediate provision of air support following an attempted unconstitutional seizure of power. Tinubu said Africa's most populous nation had a duty to act expeditiously to provide assistance, considering the close ties of brotherhood and friendship and the principles of collective security upheld within regional bloc ECOWAS. Senators voted unanimously in favor of the request. Akpabio hailed the decision as a necessary measure to defend regional stability, citing fears that unrest in Benin could spill over into Nigeria. The two countries share a border of about 773 kilometers. On Monday, Benin's government announced that Nigerian fighter jets had carried out airstrikes that helped foil a bid by a group of soldiers to seize power and capture President Patrice Talon on Sunday. The mutinous soldiers briefly took over national television and declared that they had ousted Talon and suspended the constitution. Authorities in the former French colony said the plotters initially targeted senior army officials, including the president's military chief of staff, and succeeded in kidnapping two others who were released on Monday morning. The soldiers clashed with the Republican Guard as they attempted to storm Talon's residence, resulting in casualties on both sides, a detailed government report said. The Beninese government said Nigeria's Air Force intervened and targeted armored vehicles used by the mutineers, helping loyal troops to neutralize the threat. Several people have been arrested, while Colonel Pascal Tigri, the officer named as leader of the short-lived military government, has been declared wanted. Speaking at a security meeting in Nigeria's capital, Abuja, on Tuesday, ECOWAS Commission President Omar Al-Toure said the West African region is in a state of emergency due to crises including coups and the growing reach of terrorist groups. President Tinubu, who also held the position of ECOWAS chairman at the time, cited the close ties between Nigeria and Benin and the principles of collective security within ECOWAS as justification for the intervention. He emphasized the need to act expeditiously to provide assistance. The Nigerian Senate's approval was granted after deliberation and a unanimous vote in favor of the deployment. Senate President Godswill Akpabio hailed the decision as necessary for regional stability. ECOWAS praised Nigeria's swift response, with Commission President Omar Al-Toure stating that it should become the regional standard for safeguarding democratic governance. Toure described the West African region as being in a state of emergency due to coups and the growing threat of terrorist groups. The African Union also condemned the coup attempt and expressed support for Benin's government. The attempted coup in Benin is part of a series of events raising concerns about political stability in West Africa. ECOWAS has faced multiple military takeovers in recent years, including those in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Guinea. These events have led to increased scrutiny and calls for more frequent meetings of the Mediation and Security Council to address the region's challenges. The Nigeria-Benin border spans approximately 773 kilometers, and the security of Benin directly impacts Nigeria. A successful coup in Benin could create opportunities for militants and destabilize Nigerian border communities. The border region has faced issues such as substandard living conditions and security challenges. The deployment of Nigerian troops is aimed at preventing further democratic collapse and safeguarding Nigeria's security interests. Former Chief of Army Staff, Lt. Gen. Tukur Buratai, lauded President Tinubu's military deployment as a decisive masterstroke. He argued that a successful coup in Benin would have threatened Nigeria's national interest by potentially transforming the western border into a zone of chaos. The intervention was compliant with the provisions of the ECOWAS Protocol on Democracy and Good Governance.